Hi, this is Dan Smith of DPS Legal Counsel, and welcome to today's video and podcast episode of Trademarks and Copyrights and Domain Names, oh my. Today I want to talk about copyrights, and in particular I want to talk about the DMCA, or the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and in connection with DMCA, what is a takedown notice and how does it work? So the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or the DMCA, was an amendment to the Federal Copyright Act that was passed several years ago, and which allows copyright owners to protect their copyrights if they are allegedly infringed upon by their inclusion on someone else's website. So for example, if you had a photograph or a video or some music or some other copyrighted material that you own, and another website owner were to post your copyrighted material on their website, what you can do, rather than having to go through the time and expense of filing a federal lawsuit against that person for copyright infringement, is you can basically send them what's called a DMCA takedown notice, and there are some very specific bits of information you have to include in a takedown notice in order to be valid. So you have to be very careful to make sure that you comply strictly with the requirements for a takedown notice. But if you send a proper takedown notice to the website owner or the internet service provider or the hosting company, and indicate that there is a copyright infringement going on with respect to a particular website that has your copyrighted material, the internet service provider, the hosting company, the website is required to take that material down, and that happens quite quickly. It saves the time and trouble of trying to have to protect your copyrights through through a copyright lawsuit in federal court. It acts very quickly, and it's good. It's a good thing to do to protect your copyrights. Now, you have to make sure, of course, that you follow the rules, that you have a good faith basis for filing the takedown notice, because the party to whom you send it, if the website owner, if they feel like the takedown notice was not done in good faith, or you didn't follow the rules, they can do a counter to your takedown notice, and then the material would go back up, and the only solution you would have at that time is to file a lawsuit. In addition, sometimes if a takedown notice is sent incorrectly or in bad faith, the party that sends the takedown notice could be liable for damages. So again, it's not something you just send off without any thought, thinking that it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, because you're basically under penalties of perjury, swearing to the fact that there is a copyright infringement and that you're filing this takedown notice in good faith. Now, a recent example of how the takedown notice process works was with respect to the online streaming, basically video game streaming platform, which is owned by Amazon, called Twitch. Now, recently there was one of the live streamers on Twitch, as a young man named who goes by the moniker XQC, and apparently he is one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star, on the Twitch platform. And what happened recently, it's been reported in the news, is that XQC was live streaming while he was doing his own live stream, his video gaming live stream. He was had it, I guess, in the background, the a badminton match in the Olympics, and he was actually reacting to the badminton match and maybe commenting on the badminton match, and as a result of that, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, sent a takedown notice to Twitch to basically suspend his account, and that was done, and then XQZC filed a counter to the takedown notice and had his account reinstated within just a few hours, in several hours. Now, the only and there have been stories about that in which he says that now the only option that the IOC has is to sue him, and whether they'll do that or not, who knows? They may just let it go, but it just shows you how the takedown and counter takedown notice process works in a real-world example. So all that to say, if you have copyrights, you want to protect them. You know that there is a mechanism out there for protecting them, short of going to court by issuing a takedown notice, but you have to make sure and do it correctly. You have to be ready that you might get a counter takedown notice, and if that happens, then perhaps at that point the only option is litigation if it's that important to you. You also have to be careful, like I said, that if you do send a takedown notice, that it is done in good faith and not to harass and not without basis in making the takedown notice, because otherwise you could end up owing damages to the other party. So that's it. That's essentially some kind of skeletal provisions of how it works. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and we'll see you next time on Trademarks and Copyrights and Domain Names. Oh my.